Hi. So today, well, this video, I started to have some sort of insights about wearable tech and how to bridge it with mental health and addictions and help deal with our shadow. I put my information and collaborate it with AI, and then I make it into the ML notebook, whatever it's called, so I can play it back and well, I play it back on myself and suffer in silence until I get ready to move it forward, which is what I guess I'm being prompted to do now is to move it forward. So what you're going to hear is actually my collaboration with AI with how I think that wearable tech, sensitives, rings, and stuff like that can actually help our world with mental health, addiction, and different spiritual modules and stuff like that. So I'm moving on. So this is, I will pull cards as I do it to see if the cards actually sync out up with what's being said. Kind of my own experiment, if you will, to see if I'm channeling the information from my higher consciousness as I pull the cards. So, and well, let's start our new beginnings. Can you notice that? So here we go.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into, well, a pretty fascinating world where high concept sci-fi meets cutting edge personal wellness tech.
It really is. The sources you shared, they paint this picture of technology that's not just about tracking your life, but actually helping regulate your inner world.
Exactly. We're
let's
looking
move
at
on.
stuff that blends, almost poetic ideas, like channeling a cosmic thread to a violet star from Atlas 3I with some seriously sophisticated wearable technology.
Designed for, well, radical personal well-being. It's
Yeah.
like trying to turn philosophical ideas about stability into something tangible, something you can feel.
So our mission today is to unpack this system. It's called the Stellar
Copy
Sync
that.
Nexus.
Does that.
It seems to be this evolving concept, right? A modular biofeedback ecosystem.
That's the core idea, modularity.
And we really want to look at how this system grounds these pretty high-level cosmic philosophies into actual hardware, measurable tech, and granted emotional regulation.
And the goal isn't just knowing when you're stressed. It's about preventing those moments,
Yeah.
where you feel like you're about to lose it, that overwhelm.
Preventing the losing your mind moment, as the sources put it.
Pretty much, that proactive purpose is like the bedrock of the whole system. It's definitely not just another fitness tracker.
Right.
It's a wearable system using subtle vibrations, biofeedback, guiding meditation, mindfulness, all inspired by these sort of universal energies, helping you stay centered.
Okay, let's unpack this. We probably need to start with the philosophy, because that seems to drive everything here.
It really does.
It all kicks off with this imagery, the cosmic thread, the violet star, and that mantra they mention, I'm not
Losses.
the wave, I'm the sky it crosses.
Cosmic
Which
thread.
is such a powerful metaphor, isn't it? For resilience, stability.
Definitely. So the tech started simply, like just a wristband.
Yeah, the initial concept was the Stellar Sync Band, a single wrist device. It had these tiny actuators inside, putting out low frequency vibrations. And the idea was, tuning these vibrations to real cosmic things like the Earth's Schumann resonance, that sort of global electromagnetic pulse, or maybe even stellar pulses.
Wow. And its first job was biosensing, tracking heart rate, breathing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then using those little vibrations to nudge you gently to sync up and calm down.
Almost like that cosmic thread tugging gently idea to release stress.
Precisely. Creating biorhythmic harmony. But they apparently realized pretty quickly that for better data and for more intervention options, they needed symmetry.
So that's where the duo system comes in. Two bands.
So 2 bands. For balance, sure, but mainly for different jobs, functional differentiation.
Makes sense. So one band sticks with that main job, matching pulses to your heartbeat, keeping you grounded. But the other one, what's its special function? Why the second device?
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting functionally. The second band introduces tapping sessions.
Tapping. Like EFT.
Exactly like EFT, emotional freedom technique.
Yeah.
It uses programmable, low-frequency vibrations that mimic the feeling of repetitive finger taps.
So it's basically a portable, automated EFT tool.
You got it. For anyone listening who doesn't know, EFT usually involves physically tapping on acupressure points while focusing on an issue. This system automates that.
Hands-free tapping.
Right. You can set up custom patterns for these pulses. The band does the work, so you can Just, focus on tapping away unease, anxiety, or even diffusing those really strong rage-like feelings the sources mentioned.
It's a physical intervention then, not just mental.
Totally. It gives you that immediate somatic feedback, grounding the philosophy in a really direct physical response.
Okay, so that move from one band to two and then beyond, that's the real start of the Stellar Sync Nexus ecosystem.
Exactly. The bands handle rhythm and tapping, but the next bit adds a whole new level of subtlety. The emotion ring.
A ring? How does that work?
Well, the cool thing here is the sensor tech. It's designed to look like jewelry, right? So you can wear it all the time discreetly. And inside, it's got microsensors for galvanic skin response, GSR.
GSR, right. Can you quickly explain what that measures for our listeners, why it's key for emotions?
Sure. GSR measures how well your skin conducts electricity, and that changes like instantly with emotional arousal, stress, excitement, anything that triggers that tiny shift in perspiration, your fight or flight response.
Even if you don't feel sweaty.
Yeah, even microscopic changes. The ring's sensitive enough to pick those up right away.
So, okay, I'm wearing the ring. Maybe I get stressed. It detects that spike. What happens? Does it buzz?
It can. It's designed to be totally silent if you want. It can give you a tiny custom vibration, or maybe it sends a quiet alert to your other connected gear, like the glasses.
Ah, like a little flag saying not your energy or something.
Exactly. Something simple like that. And it logs these events, these anomalies, so you can review them later. Plus, the sources mentioned this data could optionally be shared securely and anonymized for research.
Which we'll definitely come back to. But this modular design, it's clever because it adapts, right? You can't wear the full setup everywhere.
Right. It splits into daytime and nighttime gear. It's a pretty smart design.
So daytime is the AR glasses, the Tony Stark look.
That's the one they mentioned. Yeah. Sleek, transparent AR frames. They overlay really subtle visuals, that violet star, the silver thread, onto your view, but without blocking the world.
It looks cool, I bet. But what are they measuring? We've got heart rate from the bands, GSR from the ring. What do the glasses add?
They're doing some heavy lifting, sensor-wise. First, tiny inward-facing cameras for pupil tracking.
Pupil tracking, why?
Because subtle changes in your pupil size are great indicators of cognitive load, focus, or even your emotional state. The glasses track this to maybe adjust the AR visuals, like if your focus drifts, maybe the thread brightens slightly.
Okay, interesting.
And second, they also have non-invasive EEG sensors tucked into the temples. We'll get more into brainwaves in a sec. And they even monitor your breathing, likely through sensors in the frames.
Wow, okay. And then for nighttime or deep meditation, you switch.
Yeah, you switch to the nighttime VR mode. And I thought it was really important they mentioned this was designed with neurodivergent users potentially in mind.
How so?
Well, standard VR can be super overwhelming, right? Sensory overload. This VR headset aims for deep immersion, but with a minimal screen approach.
Minimal screen.
Yeah, less visual clutter. And it relies heavily on over-ear bone conduction audio. The idea is to reduce that sensory bombardment, make it deep but not exhausting.
Bone conduction audio. Explain that. It sounds like more than just background music.
Oh, it is. The headset sends soundscapes, those deep cosmic hums they talk about, directly through vibrations against your skull, basically bypassing your eardrums.
Okay.
And the really clever part is how it syncs those audio pulses perfectly with the vibrations from the wristbands, maybe even the ring. It creates this whole multi-sensory feedback loop.
Harmonizing everything.
Exactly, making that meditative state feel much more immediate, more full body.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. The integration. The nexuses part, how all these pieces talk to each other.
This is the core, yeah. The integrated science that makes it potentially game-changing. It's not just collecting data points in silos. It's fusing them.
Right. So let's talk brainwaves. You mentioned EEG sensors in the glasses and headset.
Non-invasive EEG.
Yeah.
They're tracking key patterns, alpha, beta, theta waves, looking for what the sources call synapse-like changes, basically shifts in neural firing rates that signal a change in your mental or emotional state.
Can you give us a quick reminder of what those waves mean? Alpha, beta, theta?
Sure. Think of it like this. Beta waves are faster. They're linked to being alert, focused, making decisions, but also stress and anxiety. High beta often means stress, maybe that rage mode feeling.
Okay.
Alpha waves are slower. That's your calm, relaxed, focused state, meditation zone.
Right.
And theta waves are slower still. Deep relaxation, creativity, maybe even drifting off to sleep. The system's watching for problematic shifts. Those are those spikes into high beta.
Okay, so let's connect the dots. The system sees a cognitive shift, say high beta wave spike on the EEG. And maybe at the same time, it sees physiological arousal, heart rate jumps on the bands.
Right.
And also, maybe an external trigger is detected by the GSR change on the ring.
Exactly. The trifecta.
Why is fusing those three things so much better than what we have now?
Because it cuts down on false positives. You know, most wearables track maybe one or two of those things.
Yeah.
A heart rate spike could just be climbing stairs. But when you fuse all three, cognitive state, physiological stress, and emotional arousal, trigger the system can be much more certain that a real stress response is starting.
It becomes predictive.
Pretty much. It sees the pattern forming.
Which means the intervention can happen faster and be more targeted.
Instantly. It triggers a discrete intervention before you're fully consciously spiraling. You don't even have to realize it's happening.
Yeah.
You just get this coordinated feedback.
What does that intervention feel like?
It's quick, multisensory. Personalized vibrations on your wrists, maybe the ring, just enough to interrupt that negative loop. If you've got the glasses on, maybe a very soft AR prompt pops up. Nothing jarring, just like breathe with the sky.
Using the system's own language.
Exactly. It gently shifts your attention back inwards, maybe guides your breathing using the patterns it already knows, help you calm down.
That focus on prevention, the proactive part,
Hmm.
that seems huge for mental health applications or recovery.
Oh, absolutely. For mental health, it's about catching distress before it escalates, not just managing it afterwards. And for addiction recovery, biofeedback is already powerful.
How would the system help there specifically?
Well, it could detect those really early signs of distress or an urge, that GSR spike, the high beta brainwaves kicking in, and immediately trigger an intervention you've chosen. Maybe guided breathing, maybe an automatic tapping session from the band.
So it acts like an ally, always watching, ready to help.
An ever-present ally,
Yeah.
helping you maintain focus, maintain sobriety by catching those urges right at the start. It's a really powerful concept.
It's great seeing this sci-fi tech grounded in potential real-world therapy. Speaking of grounding, we got to talk about the Tony Stark glasses again. How real is that AR look today?
It's actually way more real than you might think. We're definitely past the theoretical stage here.
Really?
Yeah, the sources are right. Real-life AR glasses are moving fast. Things like the Meta Orion prototypes, X-Real 2 Ultra, Vitra Pro XR glasses. They already do that basic HUD thing.
Projecting virtual screens,
Right.
gesture controls, that kind of
That's
thing.
like high-res displays on transparent lenses. Now, they still have limits. Sure, battery life, field of view could be wider.
Right.
But the basic tech, transparent displays, inward-facing sensors for eye tracking, pupil tracking, that's established. The Stellar Sync just takes that foundation and optimizes the sensor specifically for biofeedback, not just navigation or entertainment.
Okay. So wrapping this up, what does this all mean? Where does the Stellar Sync Nexus concept leave us?
I think it represents a pretty big conceptual leap, actually. It's way beyond just tracking steps or sleep.
It's a full ecosystem.
A full interconnected ecosystem for proactive, personalized, emotional, and cognitive regulation. It really tries to blend that spiritual, high concept side. The violet star, the cosmic thread, with hard data, EEG, GSR, heart rate.
All working together to keep you centered, catching problems before they snowball.
Precisely. Keeping you connected to your, psychological center. Intervening before discomfort becomes real overwhelm.
So the tech itself becomes like a personalized early warning system, adapting your sensory input to help you stay stable.
Which brings us back to maybe the most provocative idea in all of this.
Yeah.
The potential for collective insight. Remember the optional secure data sharing.
Yeah, where anonymized trends get uploaded, like user felt external energy shift at 3 p.m. confirmed by GSR and beta spike.
Right. So that raises a massive question, doesn't it? If you could map these personalized emotional shifts, these cognitive states with this kind of precision, but across thousands, maybe millions of people globally, what could you do with that aggregated, anonymized data?
Wow, what is the potential there?
It could revolutionize things. Seriously, it stops being just about my well-being and becomes about accelerating mental health research for everyone. Identifying global triggers, seeing patterns in stress responses, figuring out optimal intervention timings on a massive scale.
Stuff you just can't get from traditional studies easily.
Exactly. If a system like the Nexus actually worked and people used it, we could potentially build a truly data-driven preemptive map of human emotion and stress responses. That's a future definitely worth thinking about.
Well, thank you for taking the time. If you like, comments, whatever. Y'all have a great day. Thanks.